Well, it's time for that part of the program now where we talk to Matt Chipman with the Green Baron Report. He's the editor-in-chief. Matt, always good to talk to you.
Glad to be here again, Don.
You know, Matt, I think for the first time, and you were just mentioning this a minute ago, we're beginning to see some signs of life maybe in the government, and they're beginning to actually hear what we're saying. Is that possible?
Well, I think that, you know, they're finally meeting what needs to be done and taking some sort of action, whether it's in stone yet or not. The details still need to be worked out. But to reach out and say that, okay, accept 50% of value on your Greek bonds, which really, you know, probably should be lower, what is a great move. I mean, it takes GNP of the bonds down from 160% of GNP down to 120, which they say is manageable going forward. With a predominantly government-run economy that it has, I don't know if it's ever going to be a perfect plan, but it seems to be manageable. And by creating this positive view out there and people seeing money start to come back into the market, it may just create that positive flow that we need.
Well, I wonder if that kind of attitude and the way that it's being accepted by markets overall throughout the globe, I wonder if that attitude can somehow make its way across the Atlantic Ocean to over here.
I hope so. I mean, the last time I was on, I was saying how cheap some stocks looked. I mean, I know the market was looking horrible at that time. It looked like it was going lower. But, I mean, I said that I thought some stocks, some low-priced stocks, looked to be at the best value that I'd ever seen. And to make that kind of bold statement at that time, you know, and I still stand behind it. Some of those stocks are being left in the dust while the big caps move right now. So I again say we're pinpointing some of those issues.
Well, and I think that's a good sign because, as you say, when the big caps are leaving the small caps in the dust, at some point investors are going to say, okay, the big caps have done as much as they're going to do. Now I've got to look for other opportunity, and we go further back in the train, so to speak. Yeah,
and that's why I think people watching this show could identify some of the companies that are here talking about what they're doing. It makes a lot more sense. We try to find some of those same issues on our newsletter and pinpoint those that really appear to have business coming in line, that have the contracts, the awards, the production to make sense, and that they're truly undervalued on an asset base. And those are the ones we look for.
Well, I think what we have here is the beginnings of what I'll call a perfect storm, because we needed this kind of good news to come out of Europe to stimulate things, because a lot of people, even 2 weeks ago, are saying, you know what, I'm just going to pack it in for the rest of 2011 and see what happens next year.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the naysayers. They're going to say, oh, they're just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. But you know, maybe that just needed to be done. Maybe they'll be able to fix the hole in the boat. I don't know. You know, who knows if that's going to be able to happen. Some say we've gone too far, but this may generate enough activity to generate the tax revenue we need to collect.
If people want to know more about the Green Baron Report, how can they get in touch with you?
Just go to the greenbaron.com website and click any join button, and you'll start receiving our newsletters and reports and our interviews. And then if you ever want to cancel getting them, you can always do it. It's real easy to do.
Again, that website is thegreenbaron.com. Matt Chipman, editor-in-chief of the Green Baron Report. Matt, always a pleasure.
Glad to be here again.